To continue relying on their grandmother for financial support, three sisters placed their deceased grandmother in a freezer. If they could keep her death secret, they would be able to continuously collect her pension benefits. Fearing the body might be discovered by others, they purchased numerous frozen foods until the grandmother in the freezer was completely concealed. The three finally felt at ease. Next, they rode her bicycle to the administrative office to collect the pension. However, the clerk informed her that the elderly woman hadn't appeared in person for 6 months, so they had decided to conduct a home visit. They would only continue providing pension payments after confirming the elderly person's well-being. Upon hearing this, Dee felt extremely panicked. She hurried home ahead of them and removed her grandmother's body from the freezer to thaw it. If they were caught fraudulently collecting pension benefits, they would certainly face imprisonment. Compared to losing the pension, they feared jail time even more. Just as they were agonizing over their situation, there was suddenly a knock at the door. The home inspection staff had arrived. To avoid arousing suspicion, Dee quickly went to the door to buy time so her two sisters could quickly dispose of the body. Fortunately, the two sisters worked quite clever and dressed up their grandmother to look like she was playing cards, successfully deceiving the visiting clerk. But seeing that the grandmother's stiff body was about to be noticed as abnormal, Dee quickly led the staff member upstairs, intending to use her feminine charms as a distraction. Unexpectedly, at that very moment, the power went out in the house. Seeing this situation, Dee immediately sealed the staff member's lips with her own. After their passion subsided, Dee thought this would no longer raise any suspicions. However, unbeknownst to her, this very act had made the staff member completely infatuated with her. Completely unaware of this, the three sisters were now discussing how to manage their grandmother's pension, little knowing that major misfortune awaited them. Just then, Dee suddenly received a message from the staff member. He said he had forgotten the reason for yesterday's home visit and would return anytime he was free to continue the investigation. Dee immediately used her charm to ask the responsible staff member out, subtly inquiring about the consequences of pension fraud. The answer she received scared her half to death. As she worried about the threat of imprisonment, she and her sisters hurried back to their residence and removed their grandmother from the freezer. Then they wrapped her in several white cloths, preparing to transport her to the funeral home. But unexpectedly, just as they left the house, the truck blocked their path. Soon an elderly man got out of the vehicle. He said he was Dee's grandmother's first love, and if not for both families' strong opposition back then, he would have become Dee's grandfather long ago. Fortunately, his wife had just passed away, so he could finally rekindle his romance with his beloved. Hearing the old man say this, Dee was startled. Since they hadn't yet disposed of the body, she didn't dare reveal that her grandmother had already died, so she had to lie, saying her grandmother was feeling unwell and didn't want visitors minus if he wanted to meet, they should arrange it for another day. Unexpectedly, as soon as she finished speaking, the old man suddenly became agitated. He said that if he couldn't see her tomorrow, he would immediately report it to the police. Hearing this, the three sisters were immediately dumbfounded. To deceive this old man,